Welcome to Tiger King's YouTube channel. Last weekend, I got a job from my customer and I made a beautiful weld. However, my customer may not pay for it. Why? Distortion. Surprisingly, 1-inch thick stainless steel plate is bent after welding. If I deliver it without fixing it, my customer may not be happy. Making a product straight is more important than only good weld, or it can be just an expensive metal scrap. Today I will show you one of the ways to prevent distortion and fix it by doing a real welding job. Today's job is very simple. Join this plate on the 1-inch thick base metal and do a strong filler weld. This is what I have to do to make money. Please watch every job procedures. It looks very easy and simple, but you can learn a lot of things from doing a real job. The parts are machined, so it has some oil. I clean this first using isopropyl alcohol. Thinner works too, but I never use it at home because it is too dangerous. You have to locate the pipe on the center of the plate. My customer is very kind. He has already made layout lines. I want to say this is kind of a teamwork. Locating two parts at the right spot is very important for my customer. That's why my customer made a layout line to get rid of any mistakes which I may make. Match two lines and tack them up to join two parts. I want to check if the lines of two parts are still aligned after the first tack. So I give the first one on the other side of the layout lines. I turn it around and make sure that two lines of each part are matched. The lines are aligned, however, as you see, the first tack pulled up the pipe up, so I have to bring it down. I use a clamp to make the two parts close up. Then I do the rest of the tack welds. I always give at least 4 tacks around the pipe. Please don't forget to double check the parts are straight while fitting them up. Weld heat always changes metal. In other words, distortion happens always. You have to anticipate this and take actions to minimize any changes before welding. In this job, this 1-inch thick stainless steel plate is straight now, but it will be bent a lot after welding because you have to weld many passes on the pipe side. What I did to minimize the distortion for this job is to put base metals together and give stitch tacks all around as you see. When I do a filler weld one side, the weld heat is hard to pull 2-inch thick plates. It will be wonderful if there is no distortion, but it is gonna happen. My plan is just to minimize the distortion and fix it after welding. I am about to weld the first pass. This weld is a little bit challenging because the customer beveled the pipe for the strong weld deposit. Mostly, I extend the tungsten around 3/8 to 1/2 inch. But in this case, the tip doesn't reach to the root, so I can't melt the root side. What do I have to do? I have to extend the tungsten. Now I have another issue. The tungsten touches the pipe because I extended it too long. So I have to change the angle to stop the tungsten from touching the pipe. No working cup and do the stringer weld. The root is very deep and joint is very narrow. In this case, if you pick a thicker filler rod such as 1/8 size, the lack of fusion will happen. So I picked 1/16 filler rod and did a dapping wire scale rather than laying it into the puddle. The material is pretty thick, so I set the weld current to 160. I just pay attention to melting the root. Give a little bit of wire fitting. Unfortunately, I touched the pipe side, so the tungsten was stuck. Luckily, I can take it off easily, and there is no tungsten mix into the puddle. The first pass is done, and I'm ready to do the second pass. Let me see if I can do working cup from the second pass. I think I can do it. I use a 332 filler wire and the working cup to give a more weld deposition from the second pass. There is no welding technique changes from second pass to the final pass. I just changed the filler wire from 1/16 for the first pass, 332 for the second pass, and 1/8 for the third and final pass. Between the passes, you have to cool down the parts to minimize the distortion. You have to be careful all the time to handle the parts. It may fall, so I put the pipe stand underneath and put it on my gloves so the parts don't get any scratch. While it cools down, I found the gap between the base plates start to open, and a couple of tacks were broken. This means the plates have already started distortion. I should have given more strong tacks at first, but it is too late now. Okay, let's finish the weld and see what's gonna happen. If you need more details about how to weld filler welding, please check my previous episode about how to do filler weld. The link is on the screen and in the description. I finished the welding. It looks good, but the plate should be flat. This is an important thing for this job. Let me take it apart and see if it is distorted or not. Let's get our fingers crossed. Unfortunately, it has been distorted more than I expected. If I deliver it to the customer, he will be disappointed. I have to fix it. I don't have a press machine, so I have to use the heat. First, I tried MAP gas torch. I heat up for a long time, but it wasn't hot enough to fix it. Second, I decided to weld on the other side of the plate with a TIG torch. Bingo! I fixed it. It is not perfectly flat, but this is good enough to satisfy the customer. Next step is to remove the heat stain and clean the parts. Check the straight one more time to make sure. Now it is ready to deliver and collect money. I hope you enjoyed this episode and learned something important welding factors about distortion. There are many ways to prevent distortion, and I will share them with my subscribers. Thanks for watching and see you next Wednesday.